the energy that the people had in the room was something like I've never seen. And I was like, these kind of feel like my people. I knew that in my heart that I needed to go back, take my throne,
right,
and take care of my people.
Absolutely.
Right? You know, how do you create a situation where people want to be there? I'm talking
Absolutely.
about employees.
100%.
Right? When the passion drives and the intention is right,
right,
things work out if you persevere.
Right.
If you continue to keep going and trekking along through the ups and downs.
All right, man, we are back here at the DB Business Blueprint Podcast. And I got my man, Taisei. He's the general manager over there at Royce and Coalino, man. This brother right here got an amazing story, man. Humble beginnings. And Ty, man, welcome to the DB Blueprint Podcast.
Thank you, my brother, and thank you for having me on. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be in your presence, and I really admire you, so thank you for having me.
Yeah, likewise, bro. Thank you. So, Ty, man, so who is Ty, man?
Taisei is a local boy at heart. That's what I identify with. By ethnicity, African American and Japanese, which is a pretty interesting mix, but fairly common here in Hawaii to see that type of mix-up. I was raised by a single mother. I have one full brother and a bunch of half-brothers, and I got a huge family.
Right.
Yeah. But it was essentially my brother, myself, and my mother that is like the foundation of who Taisei is. Local boy, West Side.
West Side.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome,
yes,
man.
Sir.
And so Ty, man, so obviously right now, local boy from the West Side, grinding, saying, got an amazing story, man. Like, tell me that story of right now you the GM, right?
Yes, sir.
Of Royce.
Yes, sir.
And you've been there for a while, right?
Yes.
And can you give them your how you started, because this man got a great, again, a great story. Remind myself, when I look at you, I think about myself sometimes.
Yes,
I heard your story. We talked about plenty of times.
Yes, sir.
But like how you got started and where you at now, what I'm saying, with
Totally.
just grinding and outworking everybody and doing all those things.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. In 2002, I graduated from high school, and then I did the whole community college thing, and it didn't really materialize for me. It didn't hold my attention. Everybody was going to class, and I felt aimless. I didn't want to be in class.
Right.
I felt like I was just continuing more high school.
Right.
So my mother was like, hey, there's a Roy's restaurant opening up like 1 minute from our house. I want you to go apply. And I was like, all right, whatever, kicking rocks.
Right.
Went down. The energy that the people had in the room was something like I've never seen. And I was like, these kind of feel like my people.
Right.
So, after getting interviewed, I got hired as a busboy in 2004. And from that moment, I just had this new lease on life. I felt like, okay, the school thing, we're gonna drop that,
Right.
and I'm just gonna work really hard at this,
Right.
being in the restaurant industry and serving people,
Right.
right. I didn't have any dreams of becoming a general manager at that point,
Right.
but I had dreams of being the best that I could be at the busboy position,
Right. Absolutely.
right. And, I think that lasted for about a year and a half until I became a server. And when you become a server, there's a lot more expectations because you're literally driving the bus when it comes to the experience. Right. You are the one that's in control. You're the one that's ultimately responsible for the entire experience, and you're the face and you're the color, right? For the situation. So I did that for like 8 years, and at some point, I got offered a supervisor position, and I thought, why not?
Right.
Because I think that it would be a nice step in my evolution. Became a supervisor. I was also serving at the same time, and then at a certain point, a management salary position opened up, and it just made sense. Right? And then from there, I became an assistant GM. And then at that point, I was at a fork in the road, because I was like, okay, I'm 35 years old. I want to be the general manager, but the general manager that's currently here had plans to stay for another 7 or 8 years. So that's when I actually left the company. And that was a big thing in the company. It was a big thing for everyone. It was a big thing for me, because you know what I mean. Like, you spend 15 years in a spot, and then all of a sudden you're like,
you done created.
Yeah, all the culture I was a part of. I didn't really create it, but I was a big driving force in it. And so I went to Four Seasons.
Yep.
And it was an amazing experience for me. It was a lot more, I would say, structured.
Right.
Right. It was a lot more corporate.
Corporate ran.
You got 10 bosses around you at all times,
yeah.
you know. But it was a very good experience for me. I learned a lot of structure there. And like 4.5 months into my stint at Four Seasons, I got a call during the shift, and it was a bunch of employees going, "Hey, the general manager moved on. He chose to move on, and there's an opportunity. Please come back. Please come back."
Right.
I was in, you know what I mean? I had the dilemma. So, you know, I was open with Four Seasons about it. They weren't too happy. They're like, "Why don't you stay? You know, you're doing great here. We like your look and your energy."
Right.
But I knew that in my heart that I needed to go back, take my throne, and take care of my people.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So that's me here. I just made 4 years in December as the general manager.
That's awesome. Man, that's phenomenal. And those of you that's watching this, man, that's in the restaurant business or want to get in the represent restaurant business, it is tough work. Man, I applaud anyone that's doing restaurant. You know, I'm a business guy myself. I prefer other type of services business because, you know, the restaurant can be hard, right?
Yes.
That's one of the hardest businesses that's out there, but you know, you run a great operations now. What is the driving factor? What are you doing? What do you think that you're doing different? Because I lived there in Coeur d'Alene and been there during COVID where all the other businesses was hurting, and I'm walking past there like, yo, it's jumping over there in Royce. You know,
yes, sir.
What is those things that you're doing?
Well, I think the main thing is the culture and the work environment. You know, how do you create a situation where people want to be there? I'm talking about employees,
100%,
right? And then you create that culture where people look forward when they're driving to work. When they walk in the door, everybody's hugging everyone and kissing. And hey, how was your day last night? You know, I can't wait. Where are you at tonight? Let's work. I'm gonna beat you tonight. You know what I mean? It's just a competitive, healthy, wonderful work environment with a lot of love going on, and it does start from the top. There's me as the general manager and my equal Daryl Shinogi, who's the executive chef. He controls the back and the food. I control the front, the experience and the vibe. You know what I'm saying? And then also the beverage program. So I just think that both of our values and our styles of management aligns. Sometimes it doesn't, and it's hard. But for this particular restaurant, that is a huge part of the reason of why we're so successful is because the two of us are in line. Right.
No, that's great. And how long has he been there?
He's been there 18 and a half years.
Oh, wow. So y'all both, man, just been there. Y'all built that whole thing, culture, systems, process, high-fiving.
Yes.
You know, and I always tell people, if you want to get people to stay there and help with attrition, they have to you want them to come to work. Like, I want to be there. And that's when you get people like, for me, like I got people, even when I was in the military, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I want to work for Chief Bethea. You know what I mean? I want to go work for D because I'm going to always take care of my people. You know what I mean? I have to. You know what I mean? We got to pay it forward, especially when you come from the ground, man. The way you give back is you help someone else. You know what I mean? I'm a 2 times, you know, 2, 3. Sometimes I may give you 4 chances, man. But you know, you know what I'm saying? That's the part of me, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to see, and it's hard sometimes when you gotta sometimes let some of those people loose, because when sometimes you'll see more in people than they see in themselves. Yes. And that's the part that I think that's hard when you gotta let go, because like, man, I know you can do it. Yes. You know, we I seen you perform. I know you, and that's hard, man. But what are some of the, like, people that's watching right now, what are some of the biggest challenges that people don't know or don't see in behind the restaurant? So, because when you come there, everything's, again, everybody high-fiving, everybody eating good, the food good, drinks good, you know. But, you know, to organize all that, like in Royce on a busy day, you know, sold out, like, what are some of the challenges behind the restaurant scene that you have?
Man, you know, that's a very good question, because there could be a lot of answers. But for me, personally, as the general manager, my main challenge is balancing my work life and my out of work life. And that's not necessarily the operational stuff, because I feel like when it comes to operations, there's challenges, but I don't even see them as challenges. There's just something we got to get through. You know what I mean? But I mean, I guess that could be a challenge. Like if somebody calls out, right? Or if a machine breaks down, right? Because that happens all the time, right? The computer system went down, internet went down. That's our way of communication, right? So that kind of stuff happens, but there's people you call, and there's ways to remedy those situations without the guest knowing that anything's going on behind the scenes. And that's just experience in this phone calls. I need my tech out here ASAP, 15 minutes, right? So other than that, I mean, you also have people that have personal problems in their life. They're all humans, right? So some of the challenges could be somebody's having a bad day and they're not able to perform. But it's not that challenging when you just move them somewhere else or send them home and put somebody else in their position. You know, like there's nothing that will come up that we cannot remedy. Because we always work on the fly. We always improv. We're improv. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I did want to say when it comes to like challenges and stuff is, you know, dealing with thousands of people, you deal with thousands of personalities. So sometimes personalities can be a little challenging, but for me, it's like a fun challenge because then like let me see if I could. Because I'm gonna kill you with love.
Kill you,
and you won't, and it won't work. Whatever you're trying to do. I want this whole thing cut. All of that stuff doesn't work when you're being loved, and it's not affecting the person that you're trying to do it on. So if you're the head curator of the experience, and that is your vibe, everyone else follows that vibe.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So there's really like I don't want to knock on wood, but the challenges. You know, I welcome them.
And it's 100%. When I came in the military, you know, I come from, you know, got a second chance, right? Join the military. You know what I'm saying? And I said, yo, you know, I'm going here, and I was great, but I seen a lot of people to my left and right that was falling out, going back home. You don't want nobody yelling. I'm like, oh man, that's a game. It's a game. I'm about to tear y'all up. What? What you want me to do? 10 push-ups, 20 push-ups, 100 push-ups? You can't smoke no rock. Because my mindset, it was already shifting because I felt like that. Everything was a challenge. It's just an obstacle. I just want to get past that. And you know, I've been doing that for 20 years. 20 years in my business, 20 years in everything that I'm doing. I don't see, again, like you just said, you hit the nail in the coffin, man. It's an obstacle. We're going to figure out. Let's huddle real quick. We got the machines down. This is what we're going to do. All right. No, it's going to change the playbook on y'all. You know what I mean? I love that. You know what I mean? That's what it's about.
It's not a challenge. It's an opportunity.
Opportunity.
I love opportunities.
100%.
And then opportunities help you to grow and add to your experience. And anything that happens similar to that after, you got something to reference. I handled it this way. I'm going to do it this way now. Right? And it's easy. I love solutions. Right? You know, and I think another thing that separates Royce, like what you said earlier, what separates Royce from, I'm not even going to say any specific other restaurants, but other restaurants is people don't, you can go to any restaurant to fill your tummy, right? And you can fill your tummy for a lot less than what you would spend at a Royce dining experience. But the thing about Royce is that what I realized over the years, and I've just come to this understanding in the last month, is that people come to Royce to heal. I'm a healer. My staff they're healers. You come for a feeling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the food is a part of that that healing that you go. But I know for a fact that people feel better when they walk out than when they came in.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know if people, they don't think I'm going to Royce for a feeling, but that is why you're coming. You're coming to see Thai, you're coming to see that favorite server you have. You're coming to see Chef Daryl. You're coming to see Akoni. You're coming to see all the personalities that love.
And it's after what? For them having a bad day.
It is.
Like they go in there for therapy pretty much. Oh man, give me a drink. Therapy, give me some wings. Let's talk. What's going on? You could tell like, oh man, I see you, man. You already know. You know what I mean? So you mind reading. You know what I'm saying? You see you just looking at the whole person and you just you catering to them, not just filling their stomach, but with everything else that y'all bring, the culture, the high fiving and the food, the everything, man. But yeah, it's great, man. So there's in this business, real estate business, a lot of business in real estate that fails. I talk about all the time at my conference. I'd be like, 20-30% business fail within 2 years. All right, 5 years, you're around somewhere about 35. 10 years, 70% of business gone after 10 years.
Wow.
And restaurants business normally has one of the highest failure rates.
Yeah.
But what do you think that can cause that? Because those people right now, I know that I be helping, and they own restaurants and things like that.
Well, I'm a very passionate person in general with whatever I do. So I know that I'm very passionate about what I do, and I care about what I do. But a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but I know some people that have got into the restaurant business because they wanted to own a restaurant where their friends could come to, and that it was
Wrong
more
reason.
about
Them.
themselves than
Right.
the actual passion of, I'm going to nourish people's bodies.
Right.
I'm going to take care of people and provide a place where people can come and feed their families. Like when the passion drives and the intention is right, things work out if you persevere. If you continue to keep going and trekking along through the ups and downs, you will be successful, is what I've seen in the restaurant business. And Royce, 35 years. We just made 35 years. And you were just talking about the failure rates. That's extremely special. And I have to mention that Roy himself is at the top. I'm not at the top. Roy's at the top. And what he does and his vision trickled down to
100%.
me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just carrying his torch. But I'm adding my flavor to our location.
Which is great. Which is great because he allowed you to do that because he have seen pretty much the numbers of what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like in the business owners, like, man, shoot, man, hey, leave that guy alone down there. He know what he's doing down there. He's not gonna be all up in your business and all those things. Things are because that's what I want as a business owner. And like you said, I don't get into businesses, things that I want. I want to provide a service, I'm starting my own franchise right now, and it's going to be phenomenal because I like entrepreneurs, so I'm starting something where I can help more entrepreneurs become successful based off some of the tools that I have implemented in my business for many years to come. Being there, being a general manager, being there for all those years, not only that you're going to be around you helping people and you seeing all these, but let's talk about relationships because I think that's one of the most important things.
Yes, sir.
Especially living in Coralina. I'll just give you a quick story. I don't know I told you this, but I was in Fort Hood, Texas. I was already in the military. Picked my whole family up. We moved here 10 years ago, almost 10 years. I think next month be 10 years. I think.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it'd be 9 years.
Come on,
Yeah, almost damn local.
Yeah,
it's almost like no, but yeah. So look, 9 years, and what happened was, I picked my family up. Me and my wife, we got here. I never forget. We prayed, and what we asked God for, we say, look. He said, "What do you want to pray about?" I said, "I want more mentors. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room." You know what I mean? I was at Fort Hood, Texas. I was like, I'm teaching military, teaching everybody about investing. I've been doing it and teaching for 20 years. And I was at a hotel during the transition, was looking, my wife's going to use her VA. I was going to use my VA benefits to buy 2 properties downtown and was going to go to we was going to get another property on the military base because it's going to pay for everything, and then we was just going to get 2 properties because I've been doing real estate for 20 years. And what happened was that we prayed. My daughter, it was Mother's Day, and I said, go find something so we can go do with your mother. And what we did was she ended up picking 3 things. Even she was like 14, 13 years old at the time. She knew to always bring me back 3 course of actions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she picked this, went out, we came in Coralina, went to the Sunset. We, the kids, they out there acting crazy and just got there, they jumping in there, swimming with the dolphins. I'm up there with a do-rag and a hat turned backwards with some socks on, drinking me a Bud Light, talking to the captain. And he's like, man, you just got here. I was like, yeah, where you coming from? And I come from Texas. Where you from? I'm from North Carolina. And he said, hey, so military, yeah? I was like, yeah, military. He said, so what you plan on doing? Talking to the captain, everybody off the boat. Okay. Right? Playing, splashing, and all that. I said, man, I'm going to live in AMR, and I'm going to buy 2 properties. Why are you going to do that? I said, what you mean? He said, well, I live here in Coralina. I'm like, what? You can live out here? I said, it's a resort. So you can, yeah, you can live out here. Got to the hotel that night. Got in the hotel. Changed everything. I pulled my back then I had this iPad going through. About wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, and bam, property pop in. in Coralina. And I had text 2 o'clock in the morning. I text my realtor. I say, hey, I want this property right here. No longer looking at Waikiki. Boom. Put an offer in. They end up getting like multiple bids. We put an offer in that morning. He said, no, we're going to wait till the end of the week because we're getting more offers. So we wrote a letter, put our picture in there. And we wasn't even the highest bid. They took our offer. We ended up getting the house. That's how I got in here. All right, I paid.
Wow.
Yeah, and I paid like back then, 9-10 years ago, I paid like $598,000 for the property. Me, my family, you know what I'm saying, got our first property in Coralina. But the more of the story is, when I came to Coralina, that's when my life started even elevate higher due to the people that you surround yourself with in the resort.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I was going to Four Seasons. Four Seasons had just opened a few years later. Going through there, I'm at the bar upstairs. Remember when we first go to Four Seasons, had the bar upstairs right to the left. And I was there, you know what I mean, every night on meeting CEOs and all types of people that I still communicate to this day, right? The owner of the resort, you know what I'm saying, lived right in front of him and, met his family. And then I just started to get more people was coming to the resort, and I was able to network with people. There are people that's come through Royce that I see, we know some of the same people. Some of those people right now I'm partners with in businesses and all types of things. So with that being said, you got to get a mentor. I'm real big mentor. I believe that, Coralina is special. Royce is special. A gathering place where how has that been able for you, for these guests that's coming in? They got, some of these guests are super successful, I'm guessing, right? Or have that ever came to a point where you've been able to pick their brains or anything like that?
To be honest, I mean, I reached out to you, right? But the thing is that I've never looked at it that way, because I look at every single human as just a friend or a potential relationship, and I never really looked at who is this person and what do they do,
right?
And then maybe I could learn from them. I'm a mentor to a lot of people, right, but I've never had a mentor, and I think that that's something missing, and it's going to be a part of my next chapter, right, and how I take Taisei to the next level. So I'm taking applications, or maybe maybe I should turn in my application for a mentor, but I don't know. The right one will come at the right time. Absolutely. And help me to take it up another notch in my life. But I even tell my staff members is that, bro, we're all human beings.
100%.
I am not better than you. I just have more responsibility than you under this roof. So if I tell you to do something, it's from that perspective. But I'll get down in the trenches with you. Yeah. You'll see me as the general manager talking to people, but then sweeping up something as well, clearing a table. You know what I mean? I'll do everything I got to make sure that everything that needs to get done gets done.
Right.
I want everybody to see that, including my staff. But when it comes to the guests, I do know I've met billionaires and millionaires, but to me, it's like I just respect you because you've worked really hard to build your empire, but I don't care about that.
Right.
I don't need anything from you other than for you to enjoy yourself right now.
Right.
And I think that is going to work for me in the long run, because if I ever do need anything, the right people they already like me because we have a good relationship.
100%.
So we'll see what unfolds from that, but very important relationships.
Relationships are, I tell people all the time. And that's another reason that we do our conference. You know what I mean? You're going to be at the conference, speaking at the conference.
Thank you.
Yeah, and July 10th through the 13th, Hawaii Millionaire Mindset, the Blueprint Conference. We created that because of one of the things when you're busy so much and you really truly love helping people like I do, you just run out of time. So the best way to do it is put everybody in a conference room. Use my resources, my relationships, and put everybody together so we can continue to educate people. You know what I mean? So they can continue to learn. There's going to be people out there that's, starting businesses or growing business, or maybe trying to get in real estate or trying to create generational wealth. That's one of our biggest things. Like, how are you able to do it? Because, I wasn't born, no hand-me-downs, no none of that. Everything got her out of the mud, you know what I mean? And I want to teach and be able to pass that forward to other people. So really, really blessed. And, you've been not only, you've been killing the restaurant game, what is some of the things that you like to do outside of the restaurant?
So I make music.
Yes.
You know, I've been making music 20 years, and I actually just recently got on stage at the Republic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a concert for this wonderful artist named Umi.
Right.
And I went just to watch because I like her energy and her music. And at a certain point, she was like, "Okay, it's time to freestyle. Anybody want to come up?" And I, 2 months ago, I wouldn't have done it.
Right.
But I'm at a different place right now with this newfound self-love and energy. Right. I beeline straight to the stage, bro. Jumped up there. I saw one of my boys, bro. And then we were the only rappers up there. Everybody else was freestyling, like singing. Everybody did about 8 bars, 12 bars. And then as soon as I was the first rapper, lit that place up. First time I've ever made 600 people in unison scream and yell, and that kind of made me think maybe I should put more energy into rapping. You know what I mean? But I probably won't, because it's more of just a creative outlet. Okay. What I want to do is I want to create social media content. I want to tell stories. Right. Like Anthony Bourdain. That's like my number one. That's my muse. Every time I watch what he does, I'm always like, man, I want to be a fraction of that man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he was a chef. Mm-hmm. I'm a general manager, and he kind of reminds me of you in a way. And the reason why I say that, I'll make the relation, is because even through all the different levels that you've went through in life and the different types of tiers of people that you do business with, you were always D. Yeah. And that's something that I feel like sometimes I conform to the situation to make people feel comfortable. Right. But if I could be a more unwavering version of myself, I wonder what that would bring. Maybe stronger relationships, maybe more respect. I don't know. But I see that in you, and I also see that in Anthony Bourdain, where no matter where they are, they're themselves.
Yeah. Never. I got it tattooed on me, man, and I never change. You know what I mean? So you gotta love it. Yeah. Love me, man. I'm here, man, and I have to. I don't want to be authentic. Now, don't get it twisted. Now, don't think I'm gonna walk in and go brief the mayor with my hat turned backwards and all that. You know, I just had, and I work with the mayor. You know, I had dinners with him, his team, whole 9 yards, because we working on other things that we can do out here for Hawaii. Well, I'm using my resources, working on his team. But hey, I go in, I do my thing, and I'm out. You know, and it's being able to turn it on, turn it off, and I don't think it's definitely not being fake. It's like, you got to bring that energy and use your, use your resources as much as you can to help, achieve what you're trying to do and help other people. You know what I mean? Because if I got the mayor ear, I got the governor ear. You know what I mean? It's, from North Carolina. You know what I mean? Got them on like that. You know what I'm saying? And I never thought I would be in those positions. It goes back. I have people say, man, you've been out here 9 years, and how you got all the right people, all the right mentors. How were you able to do that? And it was because of the fact that, number one, I prayed. Number two, I continue to outwork everybody. And when you work hard, it's going to show, like you just said, people are going to know when it's time for you to make your next move. It's going to be easy for you. You know what I mean? Because of your character. Yeah. Because of who you are. You know what I mean? It's just like what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Your resume, you're already there. You don't even know it. That's easy. And I'm pretty sure it's not your first time hearing this probably. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just be yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? And grind. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Be yourself and grind. That should be a t-shirt.
Yeah, man. Like I'm not changing for no one. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I love everything that I do, man. But yeah, man, I know that, you out here and you're gonna be at the conference.
Yes.
Are you got any more shows or anything?
No. Well, I'm actually going to the Willamette Valley. Wine is a big thing. So actually, I do have a channel on Instagram right now. Okay. It's becoming a YouTube channel. Okay. It's called Taisei Discovers. Okay. And this is part of my new season, my new self-awareness season. And I'm just really allowing myself to explore things, to tell stories, kind of reminiscent of Anthony Bourdain, but in my own way. Right. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do the exact same thing. I'm going to the Willamette Valley soon, and I got accepted to a Pinot camp. Oh, so I'm going to go learn about the magic behind that appellation, Willamette Valley, and I'm so pumped, bro. There's 270 of us that were nominated from around the world that got accepted to this program. Wow. It's a 3-day camp.
And where's that at?
The Willamette Valley in Oregon.
Oregon. Wow.
Yeah. So they world-class Pinots are coming out of there, and they're just they're gonna share the magic with us. So,
man, hold on, man. Like, you gotta break that down for me. So, what is it?
So it's called like Pinot Noir.
Okay.
It's a varietal of grape, right?
Yeah.
And it's called Pinot Camp. It's put on by 57 wineries, and they literally, you have to get nominated by wineries to be even accepted into it. And there's like 1,400, 1,500 people that are in a pool,
right.
And then they choose 270.
Wow.
So luckily, because of my position and because I support Willamette Wine on my wine list,
right,
and I'm the one that's actually creating the wine list.
Okay.
And then also I have the ability to support them,
okay.
and I have a passion. I'm also first level. I'm an entry level. I'm on my way to becoming a certified sommelier. Let's say that.
Okay.
So because of all those things, it fell in line, and they were like, bro, like, yeah, you need to be a part of this camp.
Wow.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go learn. I'm going to be in the vineyards. I'm going to go to tastings, seminars, and all that. And so I come back, I'm going to be pumped on Willamette. I'm going to add a couple more SKUs to my list and, share that with my staff and with my guests.
Right. Man, you checking out, man, you got checking all the boxes. And I know you said, like, for you saying, like, content, that's like, say that's your short-term goal, right? But where you see yourself 5 years?
Bro, I was just telling Josh, I'm a person that doesn't have a whole lot of expectations, and I'm not a goal setter. And that's something that I think I could do better.
Right.
I am a very go with the flow type of present human being, but I think that when it comes to like building a legacy and generational wealth, you have to have goals. And I think that that's something that I'm missing. So
right. That's the first topic that we go with.
Yeah.
At the conference, that's my first thing I hit. Goal setting.
I better listen.
Your why? Finding your why.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's why is different. You know what I mean? So that is the first thing every year. That's our first topic when we hit the stage. Goal setting, because you got to have that goal. You got to know your why so you can then execute it. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that I want, I put it on the board. I brush my teeth and look at it on the 10 by. I look index card. I'm brushing my teeth. I know exactly what I want. I got my goals, and I don't put small goals. I put big goals, because if I'm going to miss, I prefer trying to aim at something big, where it's just say I want to do 3 businesses this year and open up 1 and 2, or do I say I want 10 and open up 7, 8? You know what I mean? So it's a mindset.
It boggles my mind that I don't set goals when I listen to somebody like you talk, and for me to have even made it to where I am now, with all the successes and all the opportunities that I'm getting without goal setting. Maybe I do set goals and I just don't know, but I literally don't set goals.
Yeah, because you crush you crush everything.
But I'm missing out on something, so I'm interested. You know what I mean?
You're gonna get there. I already know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, So, hey, you got anything?
Well, I just want to end on this. For me, my talk at the Millionaire Mindset, I just want to thank you for that, because just the consideration was something that really, it brought tears to my eyes when I talked to my mother about it. I was like, man, he sees something in me, and I just want to say thank you for that opportunity. My talk is going to be extremely heartfelt, and we're going to cover some of the things that we talked about today. But I dubbed the talk "Love and Profit,"
Absolutely.
And profit will be a small percentage of that talk.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Love and culture, relationships, it's all going to be there.
Yeah, 100%.
So I appreciate that 20 minutes, bro. I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, D.
Man, my man.
My man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so we're going to end this thing, man, with the DB Business Blueprint podcast with my man Taisei, man, the GM for Royce. Hey, meet him there. He'll be at the Hawaii Millionaire Mindset. Local boy right here in Hawaii West Side.
Come see me.
Let's get it. Thank you, man.